The upgraded F-22 Raptor is challenging global defense norms. With enhanced stealth, improved engines, and advanced sensor fusion, its air superiority is redefined. Critics warn these changes could trigger an arms race, while others argue it secures U.S. dominance. Meanwhile, China and Russia are investing in next-generation fighter technologies to lead the innovation race. As Beijing and Moscow ramp up their modernization efforts, the critical question remains: can the F-22 maintain its supremacy, or will emerging platforms like the F-47 usher in a new era of aerial warfare? Join us as we uncover the cutting-edge upgrades of the F-22 Raptor, advancements so powerful they've captured China's attention. The F-22 Raptor is one of the most advanced fighter jets ever built, but it didn't start out that way. It began as part of the U.S. Air Force's Advanced Tactical Fighter program in 1981. The goal was to replace the F-15 and F-16, which were powerful but becoming vulnerable to new Soviet threats. The Soviets were developing advanced missiles, airborne warning systems, and new fighters like the Su-27 and MiG-29, which could challenge U.S. air superiority. To stay ahead, the U.S. needed a fighter that was faster, stealthier, and more advanced. Engineers designed the ATF to dominate in a future war, using cutting-edge technology like lightweight materials, better flight controls, and engines that allowed supercruise. Sustained supersonic flight without using fuel-hungry afterburners. Most importantly, it had stealth capabilities, making it nearly invisible to enemy radar. After years of competition, Lockheed YF-22 won against Northrop's YF-23 in 1991. While the YF-23 was stealthier and faster, the YF-22 was more maneuverable thanks to its thrust vectoring engines, which allowed it to perform sharp turns and outmaneuver enemies in close combat. Lockheed's design also had fewer risks, making it the Air Force's top choice. Over the years, the F-22 has received multiple upgrades to keep it at the top of the game. Originally built for air-to-air combat, it has been enhanced to handle air-to-ground missions with precision bombs, making it more versatile. Its avionics have been upgraded, including better radar and sensor fusion, allowing pilots to detect and track threats even more effectively. One of the biggest improvements is its stealth maintenance. When the F-22 first entered service, its stealth coatings required a lot of upkeep, but new materials have made it more durable and easier to maintain. This means less downtime and more time in the air, ready for action. The F-22's weapon systems have also been enhanced. It now uses improved AIM-9X Sidewinder missiles for short-range dogfights and AIM-120D AMRAAM missiles for long-range engagements. Additionally, new software upgrades have given it the ability to communicate better with other aircraft, improving its role in networked warfare. While the Air Force stopped producing the F-22 after building 186 jets, it has continued to receive technological upgrades. Some of these improvements come from lessons learned during the development of the upcoming next-generation air dominance fighter, and they have enhanced the fighter jet's ability to detect, track, and eliminate threats before they even know it's there. These technological upgrades have significantly strengthened one of the F-22's most critical advantages, its radar and sensor systems. The jet's AN/APG-77 radar allows pilots to spot enemy aircraft from extreme distances while staying undetected. This radar uses active electronically scanned array technology, which improves tracking and targeting while reducing the chance of being detected by enemy systems. Combined with powerful jamming capabilities, the F-22 can disrupt enemy communications and radar, making it even harder to counter. The F-22 doesn't just rely on stealth, it's also armed with some of the deadliest air-to-air weapons in the world. The AIM-120 AMRAAM missile is its primary long-range weapon, designed to engage enemy aircraft before they get close. For close-range combat, the AIM-9X Sidewinder offers unmatched agility, allowing the Raptor to take down threats even during high-speed dogfights. Additionally, the F-22 carries an M61 Vulcan 20mm cannon, a 6-barrel rotary gun capable of firing 6,000 rounds per minute. This provides a powerful backup for situations where missiles aren't an option. Speed and agility are key to the F-22's dominance. Its thrust vectoring nozzles give it unmatched control in the air, allowing it to perform maneuvers no other fighter can match. Whether it's executing high G turns, rapid climbs, or sudden dives, the Raptor can outmaneuver opponents with ease. This ability is critical in dogfights, where the slightest advantage can mean the difference between victory and defeat. Former pilots often describe flying the F-22 as effortless, with its advanced flight controls making complex maneuvers feel smooth and precise. This agility ensures the Raptor can engage and disengage at will, giving its pilots complete control over the battlefield. While the F-22 is already a technological marvel, ongoing software and hardware upgrades will keep it ahead of emerging threats. The F-3R, that is, Form, Fit, Function Refresh program, is enhancing the aircraft's avionics, increasing its processing power and sensor capabilities. These improvements will make the Raptor even deadlier, allowing it to integrate with next-generation systems and unmanned drones in future combat scenarios. The Air Force is also working on engine enhancements to boost efficiency and power, ensuring the Raptor remains capable of supersonic speeds without afterburners. These updates will extend the F-22's operational life, keeping it in service for years to come. Last year, Lockheed Martin successfully ran 6 flight tests to add new high-tech features to the stealth fighter. The U.S. Air Force relies heavily on its fleet of F-22s, and these upgrades will help keep the jet at the top of its game, possibly all the way into the 2040s. Some of the biggest improvements include a new infrared defensive system, advanced sensors, and special stealthy drop tanks that extend its range. At the 2025 Air and Space Forces Warfare Symposium, Lockheed Martin shared updates about these developments. Right now, the Air Force has about 180 F-22s, though 32 of them are older models used only for training and testing. Mike Shoemaker, a top executive at Lockheed Martin, emphasized the significance of the upgrades, stating that modern fighter jets must have enhanced vision, quicker threat detection, and extended strike capabilities. He mentioned that recent flight tests had concentrated on integrating advanced sensors to improve the F-22 Raptor's ability to track and engage targets from much greater distances, significantly boosting its combat advantage. While Lockheed Martin didn't share specific details about these sensors, the Air Force has been testing stealthy underwing pods on the F-22 for years. Many experts believe these pods house an advanced infrared search and track system, which would allow the Raptor to detect enemy aircraft without using radar, perfect for staying hidden while hunting down threats. Another major improvement coming to the F-22 is its next-generation infrared defensive system. Mike confirmed that Lockheed Martin is already under contract to integrate this technology, which will give the Raptor better missile warning capabilities in long-range detection. In simple terms, this means the jet will not only be better at spotting enemies, but also at avoiding surprise attacks. Lockheed Martin previously revealed that IRDS will use a distributed sensor system based on TACRS-T technology, first introduced in 2022. TACRS-T sensors provide a constant infrared view of the battlefield, helping pilots detect and track threats, even in complete darkness. So far, these sensors have only been fully integrated into F-5 advanced Tiger jets used by private military contractors. Now they're making their way to the world's most advanced stealth fighter. Mike's comments confirm that the F-22's new advanced sensor upgrade is different from the infrared search and track distributed system. This suggests that the Raptor may get even more advanced infrared tracking capabilities. Adding an extra infrared sensor pod alongside IRDS makes sense. Traditional IRST systems, whether built into jets or carried as external pods, typically use large, swiveling sensors to track targets from different angles. TAC-IRST, the system being developed for the F-22, works differently. In 2017, Ken Merchant, a Lockheed Martin executive for the F-22 program, explained that there wasn't enough space inside the jet to install a full IRST system like the F-35's Electro-Optical Targeting System, or EOTS. EOTS mainly helps with air-to-ground targeting, but it also has infrared tracking capabilities. Even on its own, IRDS would be a huge improvement over the F-22's current ANAAR-56 missile launch detector, which only provides basic infrared warnings. TASI IRST sensors spread across the aircraft could help the Raptor detect threats more effectively, similar to how the F-35 distributed aperture system works. Using both built-in and podded IRST sensors together would be a game changer. As experts have explained, Traditional IRST sensors can only detect a target's direction and movement, but struggle to determine its exact range. However, if two aircraft with IRST systems share data, they can quickly triangulate a target's position with precision. Lockheed Martin has already demonstrated this kind of teamwork using its Legion pod, which features an IRST-21 sensor. This system can provide high-quality targeting data and has been tested on various fighter jets. The F-22 was originally supposed to have an IRST system, but budget cuts removed it late in development. Now, with stealth technology becoming more common worldwide, the U.S. military sees infrared tracking as crucial. Unlike radar, which actively sends out signals that enemies can detect, IRST works passively. It simply listens for heat signatures, making it perfect for tracking stealth aircraft. IRST can also help radar systems lock onto targets more effectively, providing better accuracy without revealing the jet's position. One of the biggest advantages of IRST is that it's immune to electronic warfare. Modern enemy forces use jamming technology to disrupt radars, but infrared tracking can't be blocked in the same way. This makes IRST a powerful tool for detecting and tracking stealthy threats. Mike reassured that any new F-22 upgrades would maintain the aircraft's stealth capabilities. This is crucial as the U.S. faces increasing threats from advanced enemy aircraft and stealthy weapons. China, for example, recently unveiled two new stealth fighter designs, signaling rapid advancements in their air combat technology. He also emphasized the importance of detecting threats from greater distances in modern air combat. He explained that if an aircraft could sense and see farther, it would also be able to share that information with other units. The F-22 Raptor had already proven itself as one of the most advanced fighters, acting as a central coordinator for larger aerial teams. Mike noted that it could gather intelligence, guide other aircraft, and ensure air superiority. Lockheed Martin, alongside the U.S. Air Force and industry partners, had been working to enhance the Raptor's communication and networking abilities to further improve its role in battle. According to Lockheed Martin, the F-22 was the first combat aircraft to fully utilize an open mission systems architecture, which allowed for faster and easier software upgrades. This feature made the aircraft highly adaptable to new technologies. A major software update known as Release 4 was in its final testing phase. If everything proceeded as planned, the update would be available for the entire F-22 fleet by the end of the spring. He also pointed out that this upgrade would make it easier to integrate third-party applications into the aircraft's mission systems, enhancing its capabilities even further. When discussing the timeline for the Raptor's new sensor capabilities, Mike mentioned that they were expected to be delivered to the fleet within the next few years. In the meantime, he highlighted that the F-22 remained in high demand. It was also revealed that Lockheed Martin had been supporting increased operations and deployments despite the relatively small size of the F-22 fleet. He acknowledged the challenges of maintaining a fleet that had accumulated over 500,000 flying hours, but reassured that the aircraft would not require major structural upgrades to continue serving well into the 2040s. The long-term future of the F-22, however, remained tied to the Air Force's next-generation air dominance program. Originally designed to replace the Raptor, NGAD had undergone a detailed review the previous year. It was suggested that the analysis appeared to favor continuing the program as planned, although concerns about affordability persisted. Developing a next-generation fighter required significant funding, which had to be balanced with other military priorities, such as stealth refueling tankers and AI-powered drone wingmen, known as collaborative combat aircraft. Additionally, rising costs in the Sentinel intercontinental ballistic missile program had forced the Air Force to reassess its budget. Shoemaker also mentioned that discussions were still ongoing regarding the optimal size of the B-21 Raider stealth bomber fleet. Meanwhile, the Department of Defense was facing potential budget cuts to existing programs in order to redirect resources toward new priorities, including the Golden Dome missile defense system. Despite these uncertainties, Lockheed Martin remained confident in the F-22's continued importance. It was indicated that the aircraft's upgrades were already contributing to NGAD research, ensuring its relevance in modern air combat. However, as the U.S. Air Force moves forward with the next generation of fighters, a major shift is underway. The recent unveiling of the F-47, the Air Force's newest jet, marks a significant leap beyond the F-22, offering superior range, stealth, and cost-effectiveness. Air Force Chief of Staff General David W. Alvin, who spoke at a high-profile event alongside former President Donald Trump, revealed new details about this once-secret aircraft. Alvin reportedly stated that, despite claims from adversaries, the F-47 would be the first crewed sixth-generation fighter in the world. His comments were seen as a response to China, which had recently unveiled its own stealth aircraft. He explained that the F-47 would join the B-21 Raider stealth bomber in the Air Force's new fleet and would be equipped with advanced stealth technology, next-generation sensors, and long-range attack capabilities. These features, he noted, would make the aircraft highly effective in contested battle zones. Although the Air Force did not reveal all details about the F-47, the concept images released showed notable design differences compared to previous fifth-generation fighters like the F-22 and F-35. Observers noted that while the F-47 had a traditional, stealthy nose and bubble canopy, it also included forward canards and sharply angled wings, features not commonly associated with stealth aircraft. Alvin reportedly emphasized that the F-47 would have a significantly longer range than the F-22. The existing F-22 could fly more than 1,850 miles with external fuel tanks before needing to refuel, but the F-47 was expected to exceed that distance considerably. Discussions within the Air Force had suggested the possibility of producing two variants of the aircraft, one larger version designed for long-range missions, particularly in the Pacific, and another smaller version optimized for shorter-range operations in Europe. According to the Air Force, the F-47 represents a major leap forward and had been designed with a modular system that would allow it to be upgraded over time. Officials expressed confidence that this approach would ensure the aircraft remained effective for decades. Alvin further explained that for the past 5 years, the Air Force had been testing NGAD technologies using experimental X-planes. These test aircraft had flown hundreds of hours, helping engineers refine advanced systems and accelerate the development process. He stated that this extensive testing had allowed them to push the limits of technology and bring the fighter into service more quickly than previous programs. He also reportedly expressed confidence that the F-47 would be operational within former President Trump's administration, which would last until January 2029. Comparisons were made to the F-22, which took 6 years to progress from selection in 1991 to its first production flight. It was also noted that references to NGAD test flights had surfaced as early as 2020. However, former Air Force Secretary Frank Kendall had later revealed that prototype flights had likely taken place even earlier, possibly in the mid-2010s. One of the biggest issues with the F-22 was its cost. While the basic construction of each jet cost around $140 million, once research, development, and other expenses were included, the price soared to about $350 million per aircraft. Now, with the Next Generation Air Dominance program, the Air Force plans to field between 220 and 250 advanced fighters. The F-47, a product of this effort, is expected to be a game-changer. Unlike older stealth aircraft, which required extensive maintenance to keep their radar-evading surfaces intact, the F-47 will feature a more durable design, reducing downtime and making it combat-ready more often. This design philosophy follows lessons learned from the new B-21 Raider bomber, which was built to fly frequently without excessive maintenance. The F-47 is also built for adaptability. Thanks to digital engineering and an open systems approach, its software, sensors, and mission equipment can be upgraded quickly and easily. It will also need fewer crew members and ground support to operate, making it more flexible in real-world missions. Boeing won the contract to develop the F-47, which will now enter its engineering and testing phase. Initially, a small number of test aircraft will be produced, with options for further production later. Boeing stated that this fighter will continue its legacy of building some of the most famous aircraft in U.S. history, including the P-51 Mustang, F-15 Eagle, and F/A-18 Hornet. The decision to select Boeing over Lockheed Martin was surprising to some. Boeing has faced issues with several military projects, such as the KC-46 tanker and T-7 trainer, resulting in significant cost overruns. Meanwhile, Lockheed, the maker of the F-22 and F-35, has struggled with delays in upgrading the F-35's technology and managing its high maintenance costs. However, the Air Force has not publicly shared the reasons behind its choice. Despite the debates surrounding the selection process, the Air Force remains focused on ensuring air superiority. The next-generation fighter is expected to dominate the skies, keeping the U.S. ahead of threats for decades. Meanwhile, the F-22 will remain a key part of the USF's fleet, benefiting from upgrades until its eventual replacement by the Boeing F-47, ensuring continued air superiority well into the future. Thanks for watching. While you are still here, click on the link on your screen to check out another of our videos. See you there.